Joining me now is Ronna McDaniel, chairwoman of the Republican National Committee. Chairwoman McDaniel, welcome back to Meet the Press. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Great to be with you.
Really appreciate it. Let's talk about Tuesday night. Let's talk big picture. Republicans say that they had a tough night on Tuesday, obviously losses in Ohio, Virginia, Kentucky. What do you say to Republicans who say you bear some responsibility for that and you're not the right person for this moment?
Well, I'm proud of the RNC, and I stand by what the RNC is doing. And some people don't understand what we do. We're a turnout machine, and actually it's going to look like more Republicans turned out in Virginia than Democrats. We actually turned out more Republicans than Democrats in Kentucky. We're not the messaging. That comes from the candidate, and that's up to them. But I'm very proud of our minority outreach that the RNC is doing, the 70 lawsuits we're in right now on election integrity, and our Bank Your Vote initiative. And I think it's instrumental in how we're going to win back the Senate, win the White House, and keep the House in 2024.
All right, well, let's talk about one of the core issues, which
Sure.
we talked about with the candidates earlier this week, the issue of abortion. I want to put the same question to you that we asked them, which is, given the losses that you saw on Tuesday, given the losses that we saw in the midterms, what is the path forward for Republicans on the issue of abortion, both in terms of messaging and policy?
You know, Kirsten, I'm very passionate about this. I'm a suburban woman. I saw this in 2022 as chair of the RNC. I actually put a memo out letting our candidates know this is a big issue. I think I probably took it more seriously than some others because I have suburban mom friends. This is my community. Listen, we have to talk compassionately. We can't attack women. We also have to define ourselves before the Democrats define us. And this is my number one message. If you're digging yourself out of a hole, you're going to lose. But if you go on TV and you say to the American people, listen, we all are passionate about this issue, and it's confusing right now. But in a time of consensus, can't we agree on reasonable limitations at 15 weeks when a baby feels pain? And I think when you do that, will Democrats join me here? Democrats are still extreme on this issue. We win voters, but you have to define yourself first.
Let me follow up with you on that, because you talk about 15-week limits. That's what the governor of Virginia was pushing for, and Democrats, of course, swept the state legislature. Do you still stand by that message that a 15-week limit at the federal level is the right policy to be pushing for the Republican Party?
So it's not my decision about federal or state. I think Glenn Youngkin actually did a good job. And I actually think the numbers in Virginia are going to bear that out with the higher turnout. Where they spent the money, though, is the issue. Democrats spent on abortion 9 times to 1 for Republicans. And this is my point of, if you are letting them define you, they had ads going up saying, we're going to ban everything, no exceptions for rape, life, and incest. That just isn't true. Listen, I'm proud to be a pro-life party, but we can win on this message. The American people are where we are, and they want common sense limitations. They want more access to adoption. We want to make sure that there's pregnancy crisis centers. These are things we can win on, but we have to talk about it. And you can't hide in a corner and think abortion's not going to be an issue. This is what Democrats are running on, because they can't run on crime. They can't run on the border. They can't run on fentanyl. $350 million in 2022 was spent on this issue. We just saw it again in Ohio and Virginia. There are lessons we have to take, and it's going to be up to the candidates to go on TV and say it. And I'll say one candidate, Danny Diggs, in Virginia, ran for state senate. They didn't sweep Virginia. It was 1 seat, okay? It's a purple state. But he had his daughter on TV. He took it head on, and he really handled that issue well.
NBC News is reporting that in the wake of Tuesday's results, the campaign arm of the Senate Republicans is calling on candidates to clearly oppose a national abortion ban in TV ads and speeches. I know you don't want to weigh in, but just big picture, is that a smart strategy? Is that the right approach?
I'm not going to get involved in, I'm not a policy person. I know my lane, and we're going to let the legislators and the senators and congressional members stake their lane out. The Democrats are going to make it a national issue, though. And I do think we have to talk about this issue, because the Democrats will say we're going to take it to the Senate and codify it. And so I think there's a lot of discussion to be had, but we can't just say it's a state's issue and be done.
Let me ask you about the Republican frontrunner, former President Trump. This week, during one of his campaign events, he essentially threatened to indict his political enemies if he wins a second term. Does that essentially make the Republican Party take a stance of the Republican Party stands for revenge? What do you think of that messaging?
You know, I'm not going to get involved in rhetoric that's happening during a contested campaign for our presidential nominee. I will say a lot of Republicans, Kirsten, feel like there's a two-tier system of justice, that Republicans are getting prosecuted or persecuted through prosecution. And they see it with President Trump. People really feel like there's one set of standards for Republicans and different for Democrats, and they've seen it come through Democrat attorneys general or others, and that is something that concerns a lot of Republicans.
As you know, though, Democratic Senator Bob Menendez has been indicted. The New York Democratic Mayor Eric Adams just had his phone searched by the FBI. So doesn't that undercut the argument that there's a two-tiered system of justice? Democrats are being indicted, investigated as well. How can you guys continue to make that argument?
I think when you look at what's happened with the Biden family and what's been uncovered since we've taken the House.
Well, Hunter Biden's been indicted, too.
But more than that, I mean, when you see $20 million go to 10 different family members through different LLCs from foreign companies, it's really concerning. I always think if this were Donald Trump Jr. getting that money, there'd be a big issue.
As you
Hunter
know,
Biden, millions of dollars from China. I mean, this
as you
is
know,
deeply alarming.
Hunter Biden is still under investigation by special counsel.
But it's going really slow. Thank goodness we have the House.
Let me move on, though, because I know you don't want to get into messaging, but let me just ask you big picture, because former President Trump did raise eyebrows yesterday with his Veterans Day message. I'm just going to read you part of it. He says, quote, "In honor of our great veterans on Veterans Day, we pledge to you that we will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country, lie, steal, and cheat on elections, and will do anything possible, whether legally or illegally, to destroy America." Are you comfortable with this language coming from the GOP frontrunner?
Again, I am not going to comment on candidates and their campaign messaging. I will say this. I know President Trump supports the veterans. Our whole party supports our veterans. And I do think we're at a very serious moment in our country. The one thing I wish had come out more in our debate is that the RNC and NBC, for the first time ever, had a Jewish co-sponsor for a debate. I am really proud of that history that we created, so thank you for being part of that, because this is a time where we met the moment.
Thank you so much for having us. It was an honor to co-moderate that debate. We really appreciate it. Ronna McDaniel, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.